Hi everyone, I'm recording this video to show you the solution to homework 1. Okay, so the first part is the bubble sort. And for the bubble sort, and what we have to do is we want to translate the pseudocode to real Python code. And in the pseudocode, we are doing one base indexes, but in Python, we have to change it to zero base indexes. So, well, for the outer loop, we want to visit all the members from the beginning to the end. So, well, for the I, which is the first control variable, I'm going to start from 0 and then I go to n minus 1, and then n is the length of the list I'm going to sort. And then in the inner for loop, I want to go from all the way on the right side, so the last one, and then I go down and down and down. I'm going to go to I plus 1, but I'm not touching I, and the step size is supposed to be -1. Okay, so if you follow the pseudocode on our textbook, and this should be the way you code those two iterations. And other than that, well, you have to know how to read a file. So you can open a file, and this R is for reading purpose. And then you can create a list for all the integer values, and you can visit all the lines one by one. And for each line, this is what I did. I do a strip to get rid of the white spaces at the beginning and the end. And later, this step is important. I want to force a line into an integer before I add this integer value into my nums. So after this part, and then I will read all the lines and then convert them into integers and put them into a nums Python list. And then I do a bubble sort, and this is just a function call because this function has been defined here already. Okay, and then eventually I want to open the file and then write all the values into this file line by line. Okay, so this is my solution to the first one. And then for the second one, the palindrome. So for the palindrome, we want to call a palindrome builder like this. So we start from an empty string, and then the target is 5. And for now, it's an empty string, so I have the current length as a 0. And then the letters that I can choose from are C, I, and B. Okay, and then before I run this, and I can try to before I run this, I want to remind you, well, there are two possible cases. So if the target is target length is a odd value, and then we have to start from C or I or V. Say like we can do C as the first value, and then or as the seed, and it's itself, because it's only one letter, it is a palindrome. And then if we want to randomly grab a value from this list, say if I want to do I, and then I add I to the beginning at the end, this is still a palindrome because I'm adding the same letter on both sides. And then if I want to grab another random value, say I do C again, and then I add C at the beginning at the end, this is still a palindrome. Okay, so every step we increase the size of a palindrome by 2 because we are adding the same letter to both sides, and this is guaranteed to be another palindrome. Okay, but this is just one case because we started from the C, and then we can only build the palindromes with odd value as the target length. So how do we build a palindrome with a even value as a target? And then we can start from CC. Okay, so this is the seed I want to put. So CC is a seed, and then the size of the current string is a 2 because it is two letters. It is one letter repeated twice, so it is a palindrome. And if I want to add two letters at the beginning at the end, as long as they are the same, say I'm adding V at the beginning at the end, so one way or the other, it is still the same. It is still the same string. So using this strategy, for example, I'm adding I to the beginning at the end, and then well, I'm expanding this palindrome again. So using this strategy, and then I can keep on expanding that. But because I started with CC as my seed, in this case, I can build a palindrome with even numbers as the target. So if I just run this line of the code, I should have, okay, all the palindromes with 5 as the length. How about I change it to 6? If I change it to 6 and run this again, and now, well, all the seeds are started as the middle two values the same. And then, well, they are, well, your palindrome builder should work for both cases, either the target as an even value or the target as an odd value. So how do we do that? Well, the base case is simple. We just check if the current length is the target. If it is, and then there's no more space for us to build the palindrome, and then we stop, and then we print the palindrome. And otherwise, well, this else, I'm trying to handle the case that we have to build the palindrome. But for the current length is a 0, well, I need to do the seeding part, and this seeding part should be handled separately. So I'm using this if to handle the seeding. And then, well, there are two possible cases. If the target most 2 give us a 1, so this is an odd target. And then I'm going to put the C or I or V. So I'm going to visit all the possible letters, all the possible letters we can use, and then I'm going to put just that one letter as the seed. And then the target length is the same. And then because I'm using one letter as the seed palindrome, so the current length will be a 1. And then the letters are the letters I'm able to choose from. So this is how I put the seed, and this is the first step. And after that, well, because the current length is no longer a 0, so this part won't be triggered again. So this seeding part will only be triggered once when the current string is empty. I want to put the right seed palindromes, and then the growing part, that's the same, no matter the target is an even value or an odd value. Okay, and then this is for the target as an odd value. And how about the target is even? When the target even, well, the seed should be like CC or II or VV. So in this case, I want to grab a letter and I want to repeat that for twice. So I'm putting the CC or II or VV as the seed palindromes. And after that, the target is still target, and then the current length is 2 because I'm putting 2 letters together as the seed palindrome. And then the letters are still the same. So, well, in this part, I'm putting the seeds for the cases that the target is a odd value, and for this part, I'm putting the seeds for the target as a even value. But they are both under the condition that the current string is empty for now. But if the current string is not empty, what I can do is I'm gonna randomly grab one letter from the letters, and then I'm adding the same letter at the beginning and at the end of my current palindrome. So I have my current palindrome. I'm adding the same letters at the beginning, at the end, so it is still a palindrome. So every round, I'm going to increase the current length by 2, and then, well, it will keep on expanding, and then when we reach the target length, it will stop. Okay, so well, I just want to remind you that your code should work both for this target value as a 6 or as a 5. Okay, so this is my solution for the homework 1, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.